shut the door. Does work. Hectic. Hectic. Ah. There we fucking go. Just posting my story. I don't know if anyone's watching yet. What's the song that comes up? Let me just look up lo-fi. So what I've learned to do as well, that I've just done before I've hit record, is learn how to set up clipping. So if I hit 9 right now, save to the file, show recordings. I assume it's one now? Why do I have 3 clips? Saw a clip at a meeting this morning. I saw a clip of Russ before. Just took a bunch of screenshots because I couldn't, like, all the text was like one after another, and I couldn't, what's the word? Screenshot just the one thing because it was in like multiple clips. So I had to fucking just spam screenshots. I've got like 10 screenshots there of him talking about a book that he most highly recommended, especially to young men. So I'd be interested to see what that's about. I can't remember what it's called. I'm just waiting for this to upload first. There we go. It was called Outwitting. I think it's called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I've missed one of the screenshots, but that's okay. Right, so that's posted on the story. I'm actually gonna bring chat up on my phone again as well. Turn it right down. Fix up the date. Sweet. Right, so what I want to do today is, if you guys have been following along, I'm rebranding. I'm changing some things with where I'm headed, and part of that is just changing a bunch of shit, hey, and planning everything out, which a lot of it's formulated in my head, but I haven't got it onto paper yet. I want to fully strategize everything. You guys know the content is coming differently. Well, if you're just coming from the socials, you might not even know that. But yes, we are planning. Fuck, I got a bunch of whiteboard markers from a missus place today because she didn't need them and found them cleaning up. I've left them in my car. I'm not going to go get them now. I have whiteboard markers, but that would have come in very handy. The thing is, I've got a big whiteboard here, but the back of it, I remember, is like tearing off or something. I think it's this. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. One of them, it could be that one there. But one of them was like fucking, you put it on your legs and you just have brown shit all over your legs. It's fucking gross. Right, let's get some markers. So what I want to try and do today on this giant whiteboard is figure out a plan to make a system, right? So again, if you guys have been following along, I've been reading $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi, and if you don't read, or if you haven't read it, or you're looking to pursue a business, I fucking very highly recommend reading it. I'm not even that far in, but just from the little amount that I have read, it's already nuggets in there, and apparently the book just gets better and better. But it's completely opened my mind up. Also being at Beats with Chef, like them being in business and shit, I've talked with them a bunch too, and there's so much stored in my head now. So what I want to do, like I said, is create a funnel. I don't know if I should change the camera angle potentially, because I can put this down a bit. That might make it better, so you can see what I'm writing. I don't know if that makes it better or not. Someone's in the chat, let me know if this is better or more awkward. I'm not sure, because I can always, if I need to bring it up, I can bring it up. If I need to bring it back down, I can bring it back down. I can even move it back a bit maybe, but then you might not be able to hear me as well from a microphone, unless I move that over there. That's water spill. Give me 2 seconds. Fuck me. That was a poor choice. There's cables, devices everywhere. Oh, golly gosh. Put that on there. That was a fucking terrible choice. Good start. Good start to the stream. Absolutely fantastic start. I don't know what to do in this situation. Because I'm not gonna fuck it in the live right now. It's just started. Fuck. There's so many cables and shit, man. Alright. Bear with me, guys. I do apologize. That was such a funky fucking me. Oh, what a terrible, terrible start, man. Fuck me. Note to self, do not have water anywhere near. Stuff while I'm streaming, because there's literally cables going around everywhere. And there is so much water that this tea towel is now wet. It is so wet. There's still more. Bear with me, chat. This is my paper towel or something. It's very rapidly turning to home economics. See, this is the shit that I want to get recorded, you know, like, because it's stuff like this, it's little shit like this, like, you see only portions of an artist's life, right, from what they actually share, and then there's the work that goes in behind that, but then there's also just the fucking simple mundane shit like this that no one sees, bro. Everyone thinks they've got a perfect life, or, you know, like, they don't, because no one posts about problems. Like this, like, if that fucks my laptop up, that's gonna cause major issues. I really pray it doesn't. I think it will be fine, because not much got to it. I don't know how much, it's all on the bottom. If it's on the bottom, I don't care, because I can't. If it's on the top, it will leak into everything. There's a couple of droplets on the top, but far out, man. This is supposed to be a nice, relaxing stream. Anyways, that's cleaned up for the most part. That was all because I tried to move my mic so you guys could hear me better. Also, poor choice. I need to get like a I need to get a longer XLR cable, get like a boom arm or something. Fuck that, mate. Life's so much easier. Put that back. Anyways, back to it, I guess. Let me now try and move that. The glass is still fucking right there. This may be better. Can't see me anymore. Right. Back to the cross view. Right. I've just moved out of the I've got magnets on the whiteboard. Right, let's get back to it. So, the main thing I want to focus on with this is who my audience is. I was talking to Uzma at Beats with Chef. Fucking shout out to her. Let's put the candle back there. Fuck it. I was talking to Uzma from Beats with Chef, and we both agreed, bro. Like, I haven't been posting anywhere near as much. I was in a massive burnout stage, and there wasn't any like growth. Like, it's been still for a long time. So I have to change shit. The one thing that I know I'm lacking is I'm not catering to an audience, right? I am just posting and doing what feels right sort of thing, but not catering to any audience. And I feel like in doing that, I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I've gotten comfortable with that, and I need to break that cycle. So, what I need to do is tap into an audience. I'm gonna write at the top. I don't know if I should do this in like 3 sections maybe. Let me bring it back down again and spin around. Let's start with, let's just start up here. Audience. So who is my audience? Let's go here. Who is my audience? great suggestion. I was at the studio with them last night, and I made an absolute banger, right? And it's very fucking different. I'm starting to really form my own sound. You guys haven't heard much of it yet. I think the only thing you probably would have heard is Sunset. That's probably the closest thing. I'm really trying to tap into that. And they're like, bro, no one else is really doing that right now anywhere. Like, I can't think of an artist. And then as we kept going, they sort of came up with someone. Only one person, and that was Seth Century. And it made fucking perfect sense for what I was doing. So I want to tap in who is my audience. I'm going to put in quotes. Seth Century. Who is my... Okay, so that's... To grow my audience, I need to understand my audience. Right now, that audience is not one that I want. That audience is artists or people I know of. Not consumers, not people that I guess artists do consume, especially in Australia, but I'm more talking, they're not just mundane people, like they're not people that are living their life day to day, not doing music related things, you know. And I don't want that for my audience. I want my audience to be, maybe I'll move the mic right there, that might be better. I don't want my audience to be that, because eventually music is a business at the end of the day, and something I've now learned through reading is Alex Hormozi talks about the idea of, in any business, the best way to get leads and lead magnets and sell to customers is to have a free product. You find a solution to a problem that an audience has. You create a free sample or a very cheap version of that thing to solve that person's problem, then creating another problem that they have to then pay for to solve, right? And in music sense, that is, it like opened up so many pathways in my head, and that just simply means that the product is the music, right? If you're an artist, you know you get fuck all money from streams, which is so coincidental that I was watching something from Russ just before, and he was like, fuck anyone who says that, they're all wrong, you just don't understand it, because he is someone that's done it. But that takes a lot of hard work as well. It just depends which route you want to take. But for the most part, music doesn't pay shit, right? Unless you're doing live shows. That's where the money's at. Or through selling selling a product, selling a service, whatever it is, right? So music is the most important thing, because the other thing he taps into is that you want to have a free product and a paid for product, right? No matter what your paid products are, you need to make your free product 10 times better. You need to sell that free product. So it's free. You get no commission, no money for it. But that is what leads you into making sales, right? So it doesn't matter how shit your fucking products are in the sales. It all has to do with that lead magnet. How does that attract to the other solutions to that problem? And it has to be something that people they feel like they need. It's free, but they absolutely need it, you know? And so what that is, in other terms for the music, is the music. The music is that free lead magnet. You use that to then direct the consumers into, you know, other services, either buying a service or buying merch or whatever, to, what's the word? Not protect, fucking, oh, the word slipped my mind. To support, that's the word. Fuck, mind blank. Yeah, so the lead magnet is the music, and then to support you, they feel like they have to, they feel like they have to pay, support you, sorry. So, if you're a performing artist, that's the easiest way to fucking make money in music, right? You do, you create this platform on socials and stuff, build this fucking brand, and then you advertise that. You use that music as a lead magnet to then you keep doing shows and you connect with those people to then come to your shows. That's where the money is. So yeah, I know I've gone fucking completely off topic. Well, not off topic, but yeah. If you guys weren't tapped into the other stream, fucking please tap into the next one. I might even read a bit at the end of this one. Depends how long I go for. But yeah, I'm super excited for the direction of everything. Let's go back into this. So, audience. Who is my audience? Seth Century. So, I don't know if I should share my screen. Maybe it won't all just be a whiteboard. Who is my audience? Seth Century. Audience will be that side, right? Then let me write over here. Let me write brand. No, I don't want to do that. Because I want to create a tree, right? A funnel. That's what the idea is. So let me get some more paper towel to wipe that out. So through that actually isn't a lot on there now, but how do we create a funnel? So maybe what I was just talking about is relevant because we want to create this funnel, right? So how do we do that? That's where I'm blank. So the funnel, what is the funnel? So content is a lead magnet. So let's write a couple of lead magnets, right? Lead. Let me go back down. Go back to the crotch view. Lead magnets. One of them is social media. So that's where a lot of what I'm going to be doing is tapping more into my socials and stuff, utilizing the freeness of social media, because social media is also a free platform, right? If you can make good content and push that out, that's your free. It costs you nothing to do. You've just got to not be shit at it. You've got to be good at it, right? And I'm not at that point because it hasn't been working. So just tapping into that, doing different shit such as these streams, to try and tap into that. So what's another lead magnet? Social media, podcasting. I'll just write podcasts, streams, podcast streams, social media. What else have I got up there? Reactions, yeah. Reactions. Streams counts as that. Okay. So I've got that there. I can then turn that into, so they're the main lead magnets. They're all free. I'm just going to write in brackets. All free. What can I create out of these platforms, right? So let's just write in a different color here. You can go podcasts. Podcasts. What's something I can get cheap out of podcasting, right? Talking about my experience and stuff. People want to be a part of my journey. I do reading streams, so that can tie back into the stream as well. I have been, let's just write that, morning pages book. Could also make an ebook. I think an ebook will be a lot better. Ebook on my journey. On maybe not make it so personal. Maybe instead of on my journey, because I'm displaying my journey through streaming and stuff. I can write ebook on ebook on instead of my journey on things that can really propel someone someone who is just starting to use social media. I feel like that's a fucking decent enough thing. Like if I make a really cheap, either really cheap, yeah, I think I would make this really cheap. So this is a small sale, and what I could do with this is then through my mailing list. So I'm gonna write that separately down, probably here. I think this won't be full, I don't think. Just gonna write down here, notes. And then write, what was I gonna say? Mailing list. Mailing lists. Put a dash, right? Through any and all purchases, collect emails of lead magnets. Run promos through email, selling cheaper items for free. I feel like that's a good point. If I'm doing that, so if I create the mailing list and sell cheaper stuff, so say for example I make that ebook, it's a short ebook, first getting into social media, that will earn people's trust a bit more. Collect their email. I like the second someone goes to purchase, I know they're a lead magnet because they're interested in what I'm doing or interested in something I've created, which means that in collecting their email I can then promote further endeavors. Like if there's other bigger ideas I come up with, or I sell or whatever, or I have shows coming up, I know that those people are going to be interested and engaged. So all a lead magnet is someone's contact details is a lead, and then a magnet just means that they're engaged with whatever brand it is, right? So I could write that podcast morning pages book, ebook on things that can really propel someone who is just starting to use social media. I could also write tap in with curated guests and do brand deals. There's another two ways. So in tapping in with a curated guest, I can tap into a different audience, expanding the podcast brand. And then tapping in with other brand, like doing brand deals and shit, is a given. You're gonna get like, it's all a part of growing. It doesn't also always necessarily have to be something that pays you. It's just building that foundation, earning that trust through people, through giving. Like just giving as much as you can so that they feel like they have to support you. That's the idea. I want to read more of this book, man, because fuck, like, I know how much more there will be in there, you know? Streams. I can write that one down. So through streaming, I can do... You can get money through streaming, through support. Again, people that are trusting me enough to watch me, they will come to actually enjoy watching the stream and feel like the need to support me, sort of thing. That will take a bit longer to build, I feel like, which is okay. That just creates a stronger foundation, I feel like. So what else can I stream? That's what I can do. So through, I can actually, that's another good idea, right? So eventually I want to be able to, like a hair or a crack or something. Anyways, I can write react to local artists, local artists, to tap into their audiences later on, take requests for featuring tracks on stream. That again will be something that happens later on, I guess. React to local artists, tap into their audience. So building that trust again until people want or feel the need to want to be on there. Then I can sort of monetize that a bit more. What was the other thing? Oh, just providing value. So streams, BTS, show the value in the work. That's a really important thing. So that's another free fucking... It doesn't cost anyone to see the value in something, right? I'm not charging anyone to see the value. I'm running these things for free. I'm just giving away it for free. And it's not necessarily me knowing more than other people. It's me teaching... I'm literally teaching you stuff that as I'm learning, you know? But also in that you can see, like, you don't just see a final product, you see the actual progress throughout, you know? So that's another, like, key thing. Reactions, I tapped into that with streams. I haven't written a whole lot there, eh? I feel like I should write more. Social media. Social media. That could also just be tapping into different audiences. So finding whose content that is similar to mine or where I would like to lead and tapping into their audience. Social media, tapping into a similar audience while also remaining authentic and unique can eventually get paid through more So that breaks that down a little bit more. I feel like I can define that more. What are we doing for time here? Sweet. Yeah, I feel like I could definitely tap into that side of it more. Who is my audience this century? Maybe right now, we'll spend the next 20 minutes diving a bit more into that audience. What else is there? Mailing list. Also merch. Get lead magnets. Get lead magnets to really want to buy the merch. This is where I feel like I should save a bit of money up. Get someone to fully flesh out a website for me too. The amount of times I've gone back and forth with trying to set a website up, and it just never pans out. Like I've tried so many times and I never like fully follow through with it. I feel like if I plan everything out and get someone to make, I don't care if I drop $1,000, $2,000 on it, whatever it is, just get someone to fully flesh out a website for me, so I can capitalize on all of this, make like a hub or something, do what I need to, bro. Like, I feel like that could be very valuable. I really want to buy, including any other products. And then I also want to write services. So I know that's versatile, like being a bit versatile, services. I don't know if it's being too versatile, but it's giving me more option to stay open, especially in the early stages, until there's a main focus. I feel like I'll only know when there's a main focus when the audience tells me so, you know? I feel like it's very important to always listen to that audience. I'm also going to write for music. Alright, services, calls, do cold text, and calls to connect / gather mailing lists. Calls, I could also do lessons, online, tutoring / writing sessions. And that would be the same thing where I'm not like by any means ahead of anyone in the industry. I feel like I'm on my own journey sort of thing. So if I would do something like that, I'm not gonna like charge someone up front. I would give them a taste of it, you know, providing the free, then adding the value at the end. Selling them one free call, like just giving them a free call and then saying, look, if you find value in this and you want to do this again, you could pay a little sum or X amount of sum, whatever it is. And then from that, you know, that's probably even a smarter idea. From that, charge a little amount, and then if there's a package deal I can make on top of that and flash out later, that's where the money will be. I feel like another thing that's I haven't thought about too much that could be worth a lot of value is subscriptions. I know subscriptions, bro, the money's endless in that shit, because if you think about it, right, if you've got, say you're charging $10 a month for a subscription of some sort, right, and you've got 10 people in that, a month, that's $100 a month extra. So if you up that to 20 people, $20 to 10 people, it's $200 a month. That's an extra fucking $50 a week. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that is so scalable, bro. So if I can do all this, and then I don't know where it will go. But if I can tap into the subscriptions, the only catch is I feel like as an artist, they're not as like, what's the word? They're too salesy in the sense of like, you're not trying to sell your music, and that's the only thing you can sort of set up for subscription. It's more, you're trying to sell your journey. Like, you're trying to give your experience, not sell it, sorry. Show your experience so that people want to buy with you. If that makes sense. Where are we? If you guys are liking what you're watching so far, I know a couple of people have been jumping in and out. Give me a thumbs up or something in the comments or whatever. Audience, we'll tap back into that. So I will get my screen up. So we're gonna focus on the audience of the Seth Century. That's the idea right now. For the direction I'm going in and the sound that I'm creating, that's the only similar artist we can sort of think of. I didn't want them to be Aussie, if that makes sense, and I've talked about that in the past. Because I feel like that puts a box around me. I feel like there's only so much you could do in Australia as of so far. But I think I'm gonna do this just to get started, you know, because I should be further than I am. I've got so many foundations, but I'm not, simply because I don't have an audience, you know. So that's what I need to focus on. I need to focus on tapping into an audience, and if I don't have one, I need to create one. So let's, if I go scene 4, boom. Why is that not on? Change that. Okay, sweet. So let's go to trusty old Google. And let's, how do we do this? Let's go to Spotify. No, you're not gonna be able to see that, are you? No, fuck it. Let's go to Instagram. Let's see. It's a bit hard as well. Like, so I was talking to Chef about this, right? I'll be able to do it, but he is an older head, you know. He is like, he's still doing his thing by the looks of it. Can you go away? Oh my god. I have to pause. Block this ad. Doesn't want to go away. Anyways, hide something on this page. Won't do that either. Fantastic. Pause on this side. Refresh. That's better. Alright, so an idea could be doing similar content, but as I said, as he is a bit older, it might be a bit harder to do. He might not be, he's not getting probably the same engagement as he once did. Let's see if we could look him up on Spotify actually. He's got more engagement on Spotify, which is good. Let's read his description. Seth Century is one of Australia's most distinctive and celebrated hip-hop artist, known for his razor-sharp lyricism, clever pop culture references, and magnetic stage presence. Since breaking through with the cult classic The Waitress song, Century has built a dedicated fan base and forged a reputation as a creative powerhouse in Australian music. His 2012 debut album, This Was Tomorrow, landed in the ARIA Top 10 and became an instant classic, owning nominations for ARIA and AIA. similar aria, awards, while producing iconic singles like Kiss Silence and Float Away. 2013 became one of the first Australians to perform on US late night television with appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. I didn't know that. Interesting. Actually, that's also interesting. That shows me some of his audience. It looks like a lot of it, really. If you do the math, 80, 110, 130, 140. That doesn't even... Oh, there. So a good majority of his listeners are in Australia. So that's good to know. As I said, I don't want to niche too tight into Australia. I want to leave it open. Simply because I remember even the missus a long time ago, well, not a long time ago, she had mentioned at one point, she's like, bro, from an outside view, I know you're trying to not build that, but from an outside view, you look like you're Oz hip hop. Like, when I hear you or your music, that's all I hear. And that's exactly what I don't want. I want to keep my authentic voice, but I don't want to be boxed into that shit, you know? Because it has a different reputation to what I'm trying to build. Anyways, in 2015, he released Strange New Past, a critically acclaimed introspective record that debuted at number 2 on the ARIA charts and earned him the ARIA Award for the Best Urban Album. His most recent release, Super Cool Treehouse 2021, fuck, that's a while ago, bro, was born during lockdown and featured 15 tracks written and recorded weekly in collaboration with fans. The project was a return to his DIY roots and showcased his enduring connection to the audience. With the style that blends everyday observations, sci-fi imagination, and honest self-reflection, Seth Century has carved out a lane entirely his own in the Australian music landscape. Whether performing at major festivals, headlining national tours, or dropping surprise releases, Century continues to set the bar independent industry in hip-hop. So, that's an interesting take there. I know it was during lockdown, and that was probably the time to do it. But that there, like him working on an album in collaboration with his fans, the project was a return to his DIY roots to showcase enduring connection to the audience. That could be a fucking sick idea. Getting my audience to decide what song I make. I can get creative with that. Right, let's I'm gonna write that on this whiteboard. I'm literally a crazy person. I've got fucking a massive whiteboard. I've got a smaller one that's fully filled out. I've got this one that's got a pinboard next to it. Crazy person, honestly. So let's do fuck, what was the writing? That's it. Get audience to help me write a song. I feel like that could be it. I haven't seen anyone really do that. That seems like such a simple idea. And it could be very engaging. It could fucking blow out of proportion realistically if done correctly. Alright, so I feel like that's something I want to tap into, definitely. Looking into that, Sydney's his most... Where's he from? I'd assume Sydney? Did it say? Does anyone know that's in the chat know where Seth Century's from? Because I'm not sure. He's obviously from Australia, but I don't know what state he's from. Anyways, so it looks like mainly Aussie people. So that's interesting. Can I? Let's look it up. Chat GBT. Can you search up an artist's audience? Look up artist's audience, including the demographics, top location, streaming, what kind of audience database you're looking for, Spotify stats, TikTok followers, YouTube, any specific platforms you want this info from. Alrighty, socials. I don't know if that's what I want to tap into, because it's more the music that I do want to tap into. You know what? Maybe I'll look it up for Spotify, because I can incorporate like lyrics into that, I guess. The artist name. Says Century. I don't know if I put like one says Century. 2. Oh, I did not mean to enter. Thinking. I was gonna show you that anyways. Third party. That's what it shows. 200. That was fucking incorrect. What did it say on here before? 197. Maybe it's changed recently. It's somewhat close. Athens. Top cities. That's why Athens. Where Athens is in fucking Greece or something, isn't it? Capital of Greece. Yeah. That's an interesting take. Okay. Where's this place? Greece as well. Very interesting. Is this place also... Well, that's not a lot of fucking streams, is it? This indicates a strong base in Greece and Cyprus, reflecting relevant in European hip-hop trap scene. That's an interesting one. Okay. Right. Who is my audience? Let's write that on here too. Says Century. Where was It's just Greece, really. That's a fucking interesting take, hey. Where's Cyprus actually? See, I like shit like this because I don't. My geography is terrible, man. Cyprus, Middle East. Fuck, it's just an island, eh? Near Lebanon. Interesting, but like that would have been this here, which is not a lot really. It's not a big, massive population. Cyprus, yeah. So let's just focus on Greece then, right? Oh, you fuckhead! I just got bloody text on my jumper, man. You goose. Oh, that's frustrating. First the water, now the jumper. Man, oh man. Let me take this thing off. That's frustrating as hell. Because that probably won't come out either. Especially at the moment, I've just moved out recently, and the washing machine I have is secondhand from like made at work. It's pretty poo. It doesn't really clean very well. I'd have to get it out by hand, and I'm fucking too lazy for that shit. Anyways, so Greece. So top countries would be Oz and Greece. So this is where it is also interesting, right? So I've said before, I don't want to tap just into Oz because it just boxes you in, right? Like, I'm obviously from there. I want to be authentic to my country. But Oz hip hop is known for, like, if you think the biggest names is like Chillin' at 1-4, fucking husky, like people like that, and they're sick artists. I just don't want to be that to be my brand, you know. I was talking to even with Beats with Chef last night about that, and they're like, bro, you've done plenty of shows. Every time I've seen you do it, you kill it. I just don't enjoy it as much as I should, as much as what other artists enjoyed as well, especially. And I said, maybe it's just the venue, bro, because like, I'm not someone who goes out to nightclubs and shit, and you know, like, there's people drunk everywhere, they're on drugs and shit. I'm normally in bed by like latest 10 o'clock, you know, like I'm up early as fuck. That's the best feeling is like, even if I have a show, if I can get home and wake up early the next morning and just start working, then that's the best feeling. But like, if I can't get back to doing what I want to do in the morning, then it's a shit night. Hey Breezy, how are you, man? Yeah, so like, maybe that's not the route. And I was like, you know what? There's a lot of people that I've seen throughout Western Sydney as well. There's been a couple more like community pop-ups and stuff with people performing like a daytime at community-driven events, or even say like at some of the stadiums in the towards the city and shit as well. Doing something like that, doing something where there's more public that could be anyone, especially those like community ones. There's a lot of like children and stuff. It's less fucking just people off their face. That's not the crowd I want to fit, sort of thing. So, I forget how I got off topic with that, but let's continue, I guess. Demographics: Spotify for artists provides age, gender, religion, blah blah. Oz rap audience like 18 to 35-year-olds, which is probably the gap I was going for, anyways. Age 18 to 35. It could be younger. I think Spotify just caps it at fucking 18. Like that's the youngest age you can go. Into middle. At Western Asia, minor fan base with potential diaspora engagement. I don't know what that word means. But I've written that. I've written Greece, so that's good. Takeaways: growing global listenership with monthly listeners counts over 200,000. A very engaged YouTube community. Focus more on YouTube, which is what I'm doing anyways. Focus I've said that in the past, like that's I'm trying to build that at the moment because I know, one, there's money to be made, but two, I can it's not about money, it's about the community. Like I can create such a bigger community on here than I feel like I can on socials right now. Social media is all like snappy, like people forget about you in 2 seconds. YouTube is longevity, in my opinion. Targeted touring ads or collaborations. Collaborations could be a good one. Okay. Collab with Greece type artists. You know what? That's actually very ironic because I always say, like even reading that before, there's a lot of people within my team at Beats with Chef that tap into the Greece side stuff because they all have Greece background. I don't know why that's such a coincidence. There's 3 of them. They all have the same Greece background. But I've already got relationships with those people. That could be, you know, a great opportunity to tap more into that audience sort of thing. Is it like a leveling system or something, Breezy? That's crack up. Next step for deeper research, log into Spotify for artists for full use tools like sound charts. Sick. Right, well I feel like what we've gone over right now within the last hour, there's been a lot more, I've got a lot better of an understanding where, like it's on a board. That's not fully what's been in my head, but I don't want to cram it with too much shit. I just want like the base ideas out. So we've got, you know what, fuck it, I can pull that out far enough, I can show you. Flip the camera. So we've got audience, that side of set-centric. See if that works. If it doesn't, if we try it for a month or two and nothing comes of it, we move on to the next artist and we try and sort of, if we can think of another artist going in that direction, then we'll try and do that. Then actually, give me 2 seconds. Let me put that down. I'll put this up. Might make it easier if the cord reaches. It does. Notes, mailing lists, lead magnets, talking about that shit, merch, services, social media podcasts, that sort of stuff, breaking down a bit more. I feel like that's definitely a good chunk of where I want to be. Yeah, I feel like I'm not going to end it here because, like I said, I do want to read a little bit. This book, it's had a fucking hold of me. It's been grabbing me by the balls, bro. And I'm not even that far in, but we're gonna fucking read some of it because I can't help myself. Because I think on Monday I'm gonna record the next podcast episode. I've got shit planned for the week. Actually, I'm going live a couple of times during the week too next week, so I probably will read more. I feel like I should have a writing session sometime soon with you guys as well. I feel like that could be quite valuable. Let's bring that further forward. If Breezy is still in the chat, there's another person there too. Last time I've gone through 2 streams of this, reading it. I can either read it out loud or I can pull up the audiobook while I'm reading it and then pause it and comment on it and stuff. What would you prefer to watch? Last time I did the audiobook form of it, I feel like that went a bit smoother. Because sometimes if I try and read too quick, I just mumble jumble sort of shit. Let me know, I'll give it like a minute or two, and if you guys don't say anything, then we'll just do the audiobook. I'll pull it up now anyways, just in case. Come back to this. Get the camera back a bit short. Still crop shot. This fucking area looks like a mess now. If you missed before, there was a lot of water and shit spilt all over my cables and laptop and stuff. It was a mess. Yeah, I'll whip that up anyways. This was all clear in the background before I fucking started, by the way. It tells me where I was up to because I can't remember. Section 3 is probably just that. I don't know if I should get a different angle. I look like I'm faceless. That's probably not a bad one. It's not said anything, so I'm just going to use the audiobook version. Or if like, I've only set aside half hour, like I've only got half hour more, but if we go a bit further over, I don't mind. Let me turn this off and we'll run it.
I'm super excited about the episode today. This is a special edition $100 million leads audiobook podcast collab between myself and myself. I've been covering getting leads in general and warm outreach. This is how you get your first 5 customers. This is how I got my first 5 customers. If you want to start a business, you have a business, and you're doing less than $500,000 a year, like this chapter I wrote for you.
Section 3. Get leads.
Yeah, that's the right one.
The core 4 advertising methods. We get engaged leads by letting know about our stuff. And there are 2 types of people we let know. People who know us and people who don't. And there are 2 paths of letting them know about it. One-to-one and one-to-many. Those combine into the 4 basic ways one person can let another person know about anything. Let's break down how we can use those 4 ways to get us leads. 2 types of audiences, warm and cold. Warm audiences are people who gave you permission to contact them. Think people who know you, aka friends, family, followers, current customers, previous customers, contacts, etc. Cold audiences are people who have not given you permission to contact them. Think strangers, aka other people's audiences. Buying contact lists, making contact lists, paying platforms for access, etc. The difference matters because it changes how we advertise to them. 2 ways to communicate. One-to-one, private, one-to-many, public. We can contact people one-to-one or one-to-many. Another way of thinking about this is private or public communication. Private communication is when only one person gets a message at a time. Think phone call or email. If you announce something publicly, many people get it at the same time. Think social media posts or billboards or podcasts. Now, automation can make this seem confusing. Don't let it. Automation just means some of the work is done by machines. The nature of the communication stays the same. Email, for instance, is one-to-one. Emailing a 10,000 person list once is more like one-to-one really fast by a machine. Automation, which we cover later, is one of the many ways we can get leads on steroids. Like audiences, the difference between public and private communication matters because they change how we advertise. Section 3 outline. Get leads. Combining warm and cold audiences with one-to-one and one-to-many leads us to the only 4 ways we can let anyone know about anything, the core 4. I combine them below for you. One-to-one to a warm audience, warm outreach. One-to-many to a warm audience, posting content. One-to-one to a cold audience, cold outreach. One-to-many to a cold audience, paid ads. These are the only 4 things you can do to let other people know about the stuff you sell. And each method takes us one step closer to the land of overflowing leads. I refer to the core 4 throughout the rest of the book, so get to know them. In fact, make them part of yourself. Once you do, you will have your own get out of jail free card to carry around forever. It will give you as many chances to succeed at business as you could ever want for the rest of your life. Or at least it has for me. So if you aren't getting as many leads as you want, you're not doing the core 4 with enough skill or with enough volume. We cover all this stuff in lots of detail. How they work, how to do them, when to do them, and show how to measure your progress along the way. This simplifies the overly confusing world of advertising into 4 core actions. Either do them and get as many leads as you darn well please, or get crushed by those who do. Free gift, bonus training. The core 4 framework.
He's this motherfucker trying to sell some shit again.
The 50 plus iterations that
I
created
told you,
this simple
this
2x2
dude's
box.
fucking very
I
smart.
explain how to use the core 4 framework to get the most leads possible and create goals within your company. If you want
I can actually see
free here at acquisition.com.
I can see where I got up to last time. I completely forgot. This is around the time that some of the homies opened up for Mac Lethal and Swifty McVeigh in Sydney, like the dude from D12. I've still got the actual ticket. Wait. Sat right there. That was my bookmark. That's fucking sick. I want to keep that. It's a fucking sick, like a little token. Anyways, let's continue.
Training/leads. You can also scan the QR code below if you hate to type it. Warm outreach. How to reach out to people you know. The world belongs to those who can keep doing without seeing the result of their doing. May 2013. Starting out. For the 3rd time that day, I pulled out my phone and checked my bank account. $51,128.13. I let out a small sigh of relief. It's amazing how years of work and saving can fit into such a tiny screen. Feeling good for the moment, I switched over to social media to get some more dopamine. Friends from college were applying to business school. Acceptance letters filled my newsfeed. I too started the business school application process. I had a choice. I could either quit my job and go to business school, or I could quit my job and start a business. The application stared back at me. How will a Harvard MBA help your short and long-term goals? That question changed my life. I spent 3 days trying to answer it. At the end of the 3rd day, I saw the truth. It wouldn't. $150,000 in loans in 2 years without income wouldn't help me start a business. At least not as much as starting a business and taking 2 years to figure it out. I could make the same amount by the time I graduate and skip the debt. Or at least, that's what I told myself. So I quit my job and took the steps to start my business. I set up Impetus Group LLC. Check. I set up a business banking account. Check. I set up a merchant account to process payments. Check. There still wasn't any money coming in, but at least I felt legit. Impetus Group LLC. Say it out loud, which you guys can now already hear. The first person I told about my new business said, "Impotence? God, I suck." No wonder the name was available. I immediately changed it to the Free Training Project. Name that doesn't suck? Check. I was in business. But I had a problem. I didn't know anything about advertising or sales, but I did know I needed clients. So I just asked around where I could. I called, I texted, and I sent Facebook messages to a bunch of people I knew. "Hey, do you know anyone who's trying to get in shape? I'm training people for free for 12 weeks. On top of that, I'll make them a custom nutrition and grocery list. All they have to do is donate to a charity of their choice and let me use their testimonial." Only 6 people said yes. 6. 2 high school friends, 1 college friend, and 3 people they referred. I emailed everyone fitness plans and we got to work. We texted during the week to keep tabs on progress. Thankfully, they were all friends of mine, so they gave it their all. They encouraged me more than anyone in the beginning. A decade later, I still have their before and after pictures. And this is where the decision to skip business school started to come back to haunt me. A few months into this, I was less sure of myself. My pile of money didn't look as big without new money coming in every month. And it started turning into a real problem. So, after 12 weeks of the pay a charity period, I asked them to pay me instead. I was the charity now. Ha. I worried they'd be upset to pay me instead, but they didn't seem to mind. Once they got results, I asked them to send their friends over. To my surprise, I got another 5 or 6 clients from their referrals. I asked the referrals to pay me directly. Again, none of them minded. That little business made about $4,000 per month and replaced the income from my first job. It gave me enough money to live on and some. My savings started to grow again. Sigh of relief. If this business sounded straightforward, that's because it was. I emailed clients their plans and they texted me questions they had along the way. That's about it. So if you're starting, you don't need a lot. All you need is a tax ID, a bank account, a way to take payments, and a way to communicate with people. But that last part, a way to communicate with people, is the most important part. It's how you get leads. So even though I had no idea I was doing warm reach outs, one of the core 4, it's how I got my first leads. I still get leads this way, just with bigger numbers. And I'll show you how you can too. How warm reach outs work. Warm reach outs are when you make one-to-one contact with your warm audience, aka the people who know you. It's the cheapest and easiest way to find people interested in the stuff you sell. It's super effective. And most businesses don't do it. Don't be like most businesses. Also, you do have a warm audience, even if you don't know it. Everybody knows somebody. So your personal contacts are the easiest place to start. Warm reach outs usually come in the form of calls, texts, emails, direct messages, voicemails, etc. And like we learned in section 2, you advertise one of 2 things. You let them know about your lead magnet, something free and valuable, or you let them know about your core offer, the main thing you sell. When you start doing warm reach outs, you don't get many engaged leads for your time. You do everything on your own and make each message personal, but for that reason, it is reliable. As certain as the sun sets and rises, it works. Note, reaching out to your warm audience works whether you have 100 contacts or 1,000,000 contacts. So as your business grows, you will use automation and employees to make it more efficient. The systems start small with you, but they scale all the way up. I detail how to scale these systems to larger audiences in section 4.
I was thinking that before, because imagine you're at that point, right? Like, you're at his point where you're so big. Imagine if you were still doing warm outreaches. Like, I've done it before in the past, and my audience is not that big whatsoever. As we just talked about, like, that's the whole reason I'm rebranding, is to try and push that more. But even throughout those people, I'd message those 700 and something people that I follow. It fucking takes a lot of time, bro. Like, imagine if he was at his point, and even nowhere near, like, take a long time. Anyways, let's continue.
How to do warm reach outs in 10 steps. Warm reach outs are a fantastic way to get your first 5 clients for any new product or service. Advanced folks, think re-engagements and new product lines. Here's how to do it. Step 1, get your list. Step 2, pick a platform. Step 3, personalize your message. Step 4, reach out. Step 5, warm them up. Step 6, invite their friends. Step 7, make them the easiest offer in the world. Step 8, start at the top. Step 9, start charging. Step 10, keep your list warm. All right, let's rock and roll. Step 1, but I don't have any leads. Everyone has a list. You know other humans. Let me prove it to you. Grab your phone. Inside you have contacts. Each contact has subscribed to communication from you. They have given you the means and permission to contact them. Pull up all the email accounts you've ever used over the years. Pull your contacts and address list from each. Bingo. Look at all them leads. Now, go to your social media profiles. See your followers, subscribers, friends, connections, or whatever the kids call them these days. Eureka, you got more leads. Add up all your contacts from all the platforms. Seriously, figure out the number. Between your phone, email, social media, and other platforms, you will have more than enough contacts to get started. For many of you, this will be your first 1,000 leads. Would you look at that? I don't have any leads. Psh, just found some. And if you're terrified you'll have to talk to people, relax. You'll like what I'm going to show you next. Step 2. But I don't know where to start. Pick a platform. Pick the platform you have the most contacts on. Phone, email, social media, mail, carrier pigeon, etc. It doesn't matter. Just pick the one with the most contacts. You'll hit them all eventually anyways. Step 3. But what do I say? Personalize your greeting. Use something you know about the contact as your actual reason to reach out. If you don't have much personal info, you can check their social media profiles, etc. to learn a bit about them first. Don't be a weirdo. Pay your social dues. Remember, you haven't asked for anything. You're just checking in and providing value. So relax. Example, saw you just had a baby. Congrats. How's the baby doing? How are you? Step 4. Now what? Reach out to 100 people every day. To get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. Charlie Munger. Now, reach out to 100 of them per day with your personalized messages. You'll call, text, email, message, send a postcard, etc. And you will reach out to them up to 3 times, once per day for 3 days or until they respond, whichever comes first. Once per week with physical mail. Pro tip, rip off the Band-Aid. The first reach out is always the hardest and takes the longest. Your second reach out will take minutes. Your third, seconds. Be okay with sucking. It's new. This is how we learn. When thinking about starting new things, I remember this Chinese proverb. Everything must be hard before it can be easy. Step 5. What do I say when they respond? Act like a human. Now we can break the ice without sounding icky. Reply using the ACA framework. A. Acknowledge what they said, restate in your own words. This shows active listening. Example, 2 kids and you're an accountant, ... C. Compliment them on whatever they just told you. Tied to a positive character trait if you can. Example, wow, Supermom, so hardworking, managing a full-time career and 2 kids, ... A. Ask another question. Lead the conversation in whatever direction you want. In this case, a topic closer to your offer. Examples, if I were selling therapy or life coaching, do you get time for yourself? If I were selling fitness or weight loss, do you have time to get your workouts in? If I were selling cleaning services, do you have anyone who helps you keep the house tidy? The ACA framework is great because it helps you talk to anyone. It just so happens it's also useful for letting people know about your stuff. This means you can learn about the person and guide the conversation towards your offer. People love talking about themselves, so let them. They also love to be complimented, so do that too. And if people feel good when talking to you, they'll like and trust you more. You want people to like and trust you more. Besides, it's solid practice to find the good in everyone anyway. Speaking of practice, this will take practice, and that's okay. Pro tip, on email, you'll be more upfront. On email, you will have a personalized opener to show you actually took the time to research them in some way. Think 2 to 3 sentences. Then you'll transition directly to your offer lead magnet, which we'll talk about next. You sort of do it all at once with email or voicemails. Step 6, how do I know if they're interested? Make them an offer. Get through a, quote, normal amount of conversation. Think 3 to 4 exchanges if on the phone or messaging, and 3 to 4 minutes if in person. Then you'll make them an offer to see if they're interested. When I make an offer from scratch, I refer to the value equation. If you're wondering, what's the value equation? It was the core concept of my first book, $100 Million Offers. Value, as I define it, has 4 elements. 1, dream outcome. What the person wants to happen, the way they want it to happen. State the best possible results your product can get. Big bonus points if those results come from people like the one you're talking to. 2, perceived likelihood of achievement. How likely they think it is for them to achieve their goal. Include reviews, results, awards, endorsements, certifications, and other forms of third-party validation. Also, guarantees are huge. 3, time delay. How long they believe it'll take to get the results after they buy. Describe how fast people start getting results and how often they get results when they start, and how long it takes to get the best possible results. 4, effort and sacrifice. The bad stuff they'll have to endure and the good stuff they'll have to give up in their struggle to get the result. Show them the good stuff they can keep doing or get to do and still get results, and show them the bad stuff they can get rid of or avoid doing and still get the results. The goal is to maximize the first 2 and minimize the second 2. So all you have to do is now show someone you have exactly what they want, they're guaranteed to get it insanely fast without lifting a finger or giving up anything they love. No biggie, right? Obviously, that's ideal. We got to get as close to that without lying or exaggerating. So let's just do it with a real life offer. ... By the way, do you know anybody who is, describe their struggle, looking to dream outcome in time delay? I'm taking on 5 case studies for free because that's all I can handle. I just want to get some testimonials for my product or service. I help them dream outcome without effort and sacrifice. It works. I even guarantee people dream outcome or I work with them until they do. I just had a girl named XXX work with me, dream outcome, even though she described the same struggle that contact has. I also had a guy, dream outcome, and it was his first time. I just like more testimonials to show it works across different scenarios. Does anyone you like come to mind? Pause if on the phone. If they say no, say, haha, well, does anyone you hate come to mind? Ha, this breaks any awkwardness. Pro tip, implied perceived likelihood of achievement. You'll notice besides the guarantee, there's no slot for perceived likelihood of achievement. But how we explain the testimonials fulfills that need. After all, we're not going to say, hey, I can obviously help you because I've helped someone exactly like you. But we imply that by selecting the testimonial that's as close to their situation as possible. And the longer you are in business, the more perfect fit testimonials you'll have.
Yo, if you just jumped in, I can see there's 3 people here now. That's a round of applause. That's the top amount of views we've had so far on our streams. We're currently reading $100 million leads. I won't be on for too much longer. But if you want to follow along. If not, enjoy your day. There's a lot of source in this book, bro. Like, I've been sitting here reading for not that long, and I've already taken in so much. He's covering cold leads, hot, warm leads, and just how to talk to people in person and stuff when it comes to trying to solve someone's problem, sort of thing. But yeah, let's continue.
So the easier it'll be to show testimonials that perfectly match the person you're speaking with. Then, once you can show one perfect testimonial, the only thing better is a buttload of them. There's an important feature here. We're not asking them to buy anything. We're asking if they know anyone. And of the people who say yes, most say they are interested. This entire thing is engineered to boost their perceived likelihood of achievement. It's why we show struggles and results from people like them who have struggled like theirs. But we let them connect the dots. Since you didn't ask them to buy anything, you don't come off as pushy. Some people will show interest in your stuff. Some will refer you to those who might. Some will do both. In all 3 outcomes, you win. And you win without pushing anything on anyone. If you have even less time or space to deliver it, just use the value elements back to back. I help ideal customer get dream outcome in time period without effort and sacrifice and increase perceived likelihood of achievement. Look at the pro tip below. Note, these work well for emails, text, direct messages, calls, and in-person touch points in an elevator. Just fill in the blanks. Pro tip, 11 ways to increase perceived likelihood of achievement. Here's how you increase the perceived likelihood of achievement so more people take you up on your offer. Include one or more of the following. 1, showing proof we have done what they want, our own story. 2, showing proof of people just like them getting what they want. Think testimonials. 3, the sheer volume of happy reviews we've received. Think lots of 5 stars.
Bro, I was gonna say, you fucking hear so many, I've never tapped into business before, but to think back on how many times that fucking someone has tried to like sell you something or some shit, everything he's stating is stuff they go over. I feel like just there's probably some other form of business book, or maybe they've learned it from fucking uni or whatever it is. But it's all one and the same. Hey, like Alex is just breaking it down so much better.
And if you don't have reviews yet, even the number of people you've helped works. 4, certifications, degrees, third-party accreditations that were legit. 5, numbers, stats, research that support the outcome you want them to believe. 6, experts vouching for us. 7, some new, unique characteristic they haven't failed with before, so they think it might work this time. 8, celebrities who have endorsed us. They trusted them, so should I. 9, guaranteeing they'll achieve it, so we put some of our own skin in the game too. 10, how well you describe them or the current pain they're experiencing. The more specific, the better. They should think, he really gets me. They must know how to help.
No, the block.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the
I
book
find
chapter
it weird that
you're
it
listening to right now,
stops
$100
like.
million leads. I took a long time putting it together for you.
He was up to number
So
10. There's
my
still
only
more
ask
on the
is that you just
page.
take a quick second and leave a review for the book on Amazon.
No, there's still
It's
more to the
number
chapter.
one way that
Like, I
people
can
find
understand still
books.
being more to the chapter, but
And this is a way of getting more people into our world. And so our mission at acquisition.com is to make real business
I feel like, to be honest,
education.
he's at an ad here. I feel like I'll come back to this. This is actually exactly where I got up to last time. Just because I realized how low battery everything is and I can't charge it while I'm streaming. But what are we? 60 pages in now. It's not that big of a book, really. It's quite small. Oh my, bro, what is it today? That's another thing the lean on my foot, so I hope that hasn't destroyed anything. But yeah, I feel like we've learnt a lot today. We've planned out a lot today. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. That's not too bad. Yeah, I feel like we got a lot out of today. I'm definitely further than where I was yesterday. Things are still very exciting. Like there's a lot of things going in the right direction right now. And yeah, I think I say it every time, but I'm fucking keen to see where this goes, man. If you guys do like these streams, make sure to support on them. Comment as much as you can. Come join as much as you can. I'm really trying to make something out of not just this, but just out of everything. I'm trying to really push to make this my dream job. You know, like instead of keep on dreaming, make it a reality. So if you guys could support in that, I would absolutely love you forever. I'm gonna love you forever anyways, just for existing. But yeah, I will probably stream again on Tuesday. It's currently Saturday, in the afternoon sometime/nighttime. But until then, I hope everyone has a nice day, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.